Shalom Aleichem. Welcome to the Royal Adventures of YHWHY live in Shalom Dome. We are going to be looking at the words of the elder, who he states who he is, a very important title, and it is Ignatius, and it is his letter to the Trallians. The Trallians. Agra Trallaim. Trallites, I guess. So, chapter 1. Ignatius, who is also called Theophorus, to the Kodesh, called out assembly, which is at Tralles in Asia, beloved of Elohim, the Father of Yahshua HaMashiach, elect and worthy of Elohim, having shalom through the flesh and blood and passion of Yahshua HaMashiach, our tikva, to the resurrection, which is by him, and which I also salute in his fullness, continuing in the apostolic character, wishing all simcha and happiness, contentment to it. I have heard of your blameless and constant disposition through patience, which not only appears to your outward conversation, but is naturally rooted and grounded in you. In like manner is Polybus, your elder, has declared to me, who came to me to Smyrna by the will of Elohim and Yahshua HaMashiach, and so rejoice together with me in my bonds. For Yahshua HaMashiach, that in effect I saw your whole Kodashim, the called out assembly, in him, having therefore received testimony of your righteous will towards me and for Elohim's sake. By him I seem to find you, as also I knew that you were the followers of Elohim, for whereas you are subject to your elders as to Yahshua HaMashiach, you appear to me to live not after the manner of men, but according to Yahshua HaMashiach, who died for us. So, believing in his death, you might escape death. It is therefore necessary that as you do so without your elder, you should do nothing. Also, be subject to your eldership as to the apostles of Yahshua Messiah, our tikva, in whom, if we walk, we shall be found in him. The deacons also, as being the ministers of the mysteries of Yahshua HaMashiach, must by all means please you, for they are not the ministers of meat and drink, but to the Kodashim, the called out assembly of Elohim Yahshua. Wherefore they must avoid all offenses. They must avoid all offenses as they do fire. In like manner, let us reverence the deacons as Yahshua HaMashiach, and the elder as the father, and the eldership of the Sanhedrin of Elohim of believers, and the college of his apostles. Without these there is no called out assembly. Concerning all which I have persuaded that you think after the very same manner, for I have received and even now have with me the pattern of your love in your elder, whose very look is instructive, and whose mildness powerful, whom I am persuaded that very atheists themselves cannot but reverence. But because I have a love towards you, I will not write any more sharply to you about this matter, though I very well might, but now I have done so, lest being a condemned man, I should seem to prescribe to you as an apostle. I have great knowledge in Elohim, but I refrain myself, lest I should perish in my boasting. For now I ought to more to fear, and not to hearken to those that would puff me up. For they that speak to me in my praise chasten me. For I indeed desire to suffer, but I cannot tell whether I am worthy to do so. And this desire, though to others it does not appear, yet to me it is for that very reason the more violent. I have therefore need of moderation, mildness, by which the prince of this world, dun dun dun, is destroyed. Am I not able to write to you of heavenly things? Question mark. But I fear lest I should harm you, for you are but yet babes in Mashiach. Excuse me this care. And lest perchance being not able to receive them, you should be choked with them. For even I myself, although I am in bonds, yet I am not therefore able to understand the things of the Shamayim, heavenly things. As to the places of the angels, the Melachim, and the several companies of them, under their respective princes, things visible and invisible. But in these I am yet a learner, for many things are wanting to us, that we came not short of Elohim. Chapter 2, Ignatius to the Trallians. I exhort you, therefore, or rather, not I, but the love of Yeshua HaMashiach, that you use nothing but Mashiach as nourishment, abstaining from pasture which is of another kind. I mean heresy, for they that are heretics confound together the doctrine of Yeshua HaMashiach with their own poisons, while they seem worthy of belief, as men give a deadly potion mixed with sweet wine, which he who drinks of does with the treacherous pleasure sweetly drink in his own death. Wherefore guard yourselves against such persons, and that you will do if you are not puffed up, prideful, but continue inseparable from Yeshua HaMashiach, our Elohim, and from your elder, and from the commands of the apostles. He that is within the altar is pure, Tomei. But he that is without, that is, that does anything without the eldership and the deacons, is not pure in his conscience. Not that I know there is anything of this nature among you. Wrong. But I forearm you, as being greatly beloved by me, foreseeing the snares of the devil. Wherefore, putting on meekness, renewing yourself in trust, that is the flesh of Adonai, Yeshua, and in love, that is the blood of Yeshua HaMashiach. And let no man have any grudge against his neighbor. Give no occasion to the other nations, lest by means of a few foolish men the whole assembly of Elohim be evil spoken of. For woe to that man through whose vanity my name is blasphemed by any. Stop your ears, therefore, as often as anyone shall speak contrary to Yeshua HaMashiach, who was of the seed of David, of the virgin Miriam, who was truly born, and did eat and drink, and was truly persecuted under Pontius Pilate, was truly crucified and died. Both those in heaven and on earth, Shamayim and Eretz, being the spectators of it, who was also truly raised from the dead by his Father, after the same manner as he will also raise us up who believe in him by Yeshua HaMashiach, without whom we have no true life. But if, as some who are atheist, non-believers, that is to say the infidels, pretend that he only seemed to suffer, they themselves only seemed to exist, why then am I bound? Why do I desire to fight with wild beasts? Therefore I die in vain. Therefore I will not speak falsely against Adonai Yeshua. Flee therefrom these evil sprouts, which bring forth deadly fruit, of which if anyone tastes, he shall presently die. For these are not the plants of the heavenly Father, seeing if they were, they would appear to be the branches of the cross, and their fruit would be incorruptible, by which he invites you through his passion, who are members of him. For he, the head, cannot be without his members. Elohim having promised a union, that is himself. Chapter 3 of Agra Trallian. I salute you from Smyrna, together with the assemblies of the called out of Elohim that are present with me, who have refreshed me in all things, both in the flesh and in my ruach, my bonds which I carry about me for the sake of Mashiach, beseeching him that I may attain to Elohim. Exhort you that you continue in concord, covenant among yourselves, and in halal, supplication with one another. For it becomes every one of you, especially the eldership, to refresh the elder. We need it. To the honor of the Father, of Yahshua HaMashiach, and of the apostles. I beseech you that you hearken to me in love, Shema, that I may not by those things which I write rise up in witness against you. Halal, pray also for me, whom through the chesed, the covering of Elohim, stands in need of your prayer and supplication, your prayers, that I may be worthy of the portion which I am about to obtain, that I may be not found a reprobate. The love of those who are at Smyrna and Ephesus salute you. Remember in your prayers the Kodashim, the called out assembly of Aram, from which I am not worthy to be called, being one of the least of it. Farewell in Yahshua HaMashiach, being subject to your elders as to the command of Elohim, and so likewise to the eldership. Love everyone his brother with an unfeigned heart. My soul is your expectation, not only now, but when I shall have obtained to Elohim. For I am yet under danger, but the Father is faithful in Yahshua HaMashiach to fulfill both mine and your petition, in whom may you be found without blame. Thus concludes the book of the Trallian of Ignatius. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have learned and edified, if your ruach has leapt within you a time or two, please hit the subscribe button and the like, because it is the only payment that this little priest gets, far below the number of subscribers. And if we can bump that up, maybe we can help a whole lot more in different ministries. Shalom Aleichem, my friends, and we'll meet you with the next book from Ignatius.